What is the best diet for you? That is a question I get asked a lot. What's the best diet I should do, Mike? What's the best diet? And I always refer back to how the word diet is used incorrectly, is interpreted incorrectly, because if you go back to the origins of the word diet, if you look at the meaning of it, it comes from the Greek meaning, or the Greek word, which means way of life, right? Diet actually means way of life, whereas if you look at how people interpret diets, or what they make diets actually mean, is something that isn't way of life. It's something that they do short term. So the real meaning is something long term. The meaning that most people use is something really short term. So diet is something that has got to be your way of life, because it's got to work for you. So in terms of answering the question, which diet is best for you, it's going to be the diet that serves you. It's going to be the diet that works for you and your lifestyle and the people that you interact with, i.e. your family and friends. And it sounds something strange to think about your family and friends when you're talking about your own food, but I bring this up because it has a direct effect. It has a direct impact in terms of the way you eat versus the way your family eats. Like, to have a kind of diet whereby you're eating one way and the rest of your family eats another way, there's already friction there, right? There's already resistance. It's already more difficult because you're potentially having to cook 2 different meals every single night, or every single day, 3 times a day, assuming that you're having breakfast, lunch and dinner. So I think it really depends on what you're trying to achieve, okay? Because, well, the word diet and food is a massive, infinite subject in terms of how you can approach it. However, when it comes to improving your health and fitness and wanting to follow a diet that works, it's about understanding what you actually want to achieve with your food, okay? And understanding and being aware of the fact of how food and drink has a direct impact on our bodies, on how well it can function, on how well it repairs itself, on how well it can perform, on how well you generally feel as well. So it's not just the physical aspects that food can have an impact on in terms of, I don't know, your skin, in terms of how that feels, in terms of your body composition, in terms of your energy levels and stuff, but it also has an impact on your moods, because when food comes into your body, it's going into what I call the second brain, okay? The second brain being your stomach, because if your stomach is happy, that generally drives your mood, okay? Like the happy hormones, like hormones such as serotonin, which are, I think it's serotonin, I scratched that. I'm not sure which hormones it is specifically, I'll come back to you on that. But in terms of your hormones and the ones that make you feel good, they're generated or created in your gut. So when your gut and your digestive system are happy, you're generally in a much better mood than when things aren't quite right and then you're grumpy and slow and sluggish and you don't feel quite 100%. Okay, so what about having a diet, a way of life, a way of eating and drinking that, 1, serves you, and 2, makes you feel as good as you can be? That is the best diet for you. It's the one that fits in and is one that maybe everyone else in your family can do as well. And it's one that serves you in terms of it includes all of the foods and drinks that you enjoy having. It is possible to have a way of eating and drinking that still includes the stuff that you like, that you used to maybe label as bad food, right? Or stuff that isn't good for you and stuff, and still achieve the results that you want in terms of changing the way that you feel, changing the way you look, okay? No two diets are the same, and if someone gives you a cookie cutter kind of food plan whereby you're doing exactly the same as they're doing, I would run a mile, because what works for one person isn't necessarily going to work for another in terms of being that meticulous about what exactly you're eating, as opposed to a diet which is much more sustainable is going to be one where you learn how to adapt and change your diet that you're having right now that is going to serve you in the long term. The best diet is the one that you can foresee yourself keeping up for the rest of your life. That is the best diet, because it's sustainable, because it's enjoyable, because you don't resent it from the minute that you start it. That is the best diet. The worst diets are the ones where they're going to be short term, where they're going to make you rebel from day one or resent, or they're the ones that are going to feel like you're denying yourself a load of food and drink. Like, I'm a foodie, I love my food, okay? I grew up in a takeaway of all places, all right? So I know about how having temptation can have a massive impact on your life, in terms of how having what people would call bad food in your life could still help you to get to where you want to. So that is my take on what the best diet is for you. It's the one that you can sustain, it's the one that you can see yourself doing forever and ever, and that doesn't feel like it's a complete chore, because you enjoy your food. You get to eat food every single day, so why take the enjoyment out of it by making it such that it becomes a complete chore and overwhelms you, as opposed to keeping it light, keeping it interesting, getting interested in your food and drink, all right? And learning how to change things so that it fits your lifestyle. That is the best diet for you.